A new drama has occurred with Dead by Daylight. Behaviour opened up some positions for people that are trained in generative AI, and this sparked a huge debate and almost an entire boycott, to the point even the official Behaviour account had to answer regarding the allegations. In this video, I will be sharing the facts of what happened, why it's a big deal, and let you form your own opinion regarding this topic. So this all began with a post from popular Twitter user Dweet, in which it was found that Behaviour was opening up a new position for a senior full-stack programmer. Now, the beginning of the job opening is the typical generic PR speech where they explain what Behaviour is, with what brands they have worked with, the experience they have, and also make it clear that they are not profiling anyone for their sex or race. But things get interesting after those statements. Originally, what was stated in this job position is that Behaviour was seeking a programmer to join the generative AI research team in order to see the possibilities this tool offers. Basically, they are looking for someone who already knows how to use AI for their job. Then, on the role explanation, they also explicitly stated that they will be using generative AI for back-end stuff, along with integrating generative AI in their internal processes. And in the requirements and nice to have categories, there is also the appearance of various generative AI tools for video, image, or content creation, naming Stable Diffusion and Comfy UI directly. This is still something present in the job posting if you go now. So why did this announcement cause so much trouble for Behaviour? Well, it's pretty simple. AI as a tool is an undeniable fact nowadays, as many businesses use it in order to save money. For example, in the case of making simple code, it's easier to just ask the AI in order to do the boring parts and then have a human simply correct the mistakes. Or for concept art, it is way easier to ask an AI to give you an image rather than pay an actual artist with talent in order to bring the image to life. Not only do both of these features save time, they are also significantly less expensive than paying a real human a salary along with all the benefits that they get from their jobs. Many games are now currently using some form of AI in order to help them develop their projects. For example, the most egregious case that I am aware of is Call of Duty Black Ops 6, which contains a lot of paid bundles and even map assets which are clearly done with AI. This, in my opinion, makes the game look significantly cheaper than if the art was made by a real-life human. But what is weird in this case is that Behaviour has been very against AI in their stance. In their art contest feature, which was done recently, they also deny any entries that use AI, as they want real art made by real artists. And the game itself, as many people can agree, has a very talented art department, as this is the only team that I can constantly hear praise from. The music of Dead by Daylight, the cosmetics, the original killer designs, these are all very well made for the most part. In fact, one of the previous art leads at Behaviour, Eric Burdash, the person behind many of the models in Dead by Daylight, has expressed his disdain for anything AI generated because it goes completely against what art is known for, which is soul and expression. So, if Dead by Daylight did end up using generative AI, this would ruin the vibe of the game completely. It would make the game look even cheaper than it already is, with 3D models that wouldn't be as well made as someone with actual experience sculpting these designs and bringing them to life, or just having textures that do not make sense as part of the world, like having weird paintings that make no sense found in some maps just to cut some costs. As someone who always supported the art team of Behaviour, learning that the next killer has textures done by ChatGPT would suck a lot. So understandably, a lot of people got very mad at Behaviour, especially the artists. Well, the noise was so loud that Behaviour actually responded pretty fast, or at least significantly faster than they did to the Streetwise exploit or the Trickster epilepsy bug. According to Behaviour, they reinforced their hard stance against using AI and stated that nothing that was made by generative AI would ship on the live game, and that this job position was not for anything related to Dead by Daylight or any other game of theirs. It was simply to improve their internal workflows. Then, a bit later, the official account of Behaviour also made a statement regarding this, saying that once again, nothing AI generated would end up shipping in their games. that their policy is not changing, and that these job offerings are not for any game team. But they did specify that Behaviour is indeed exploring the use of generative AI tools to improve their internal workflows. Additionally, they changed the job posting, so now when you go to the website, you will notice a bit of changes compared to the previous screenshots shown on my video, where they specify more that the AI will be used only for backend stuff, and not for anything related to any art or assets for a video game. So you might think that this is the end of the drama, but things are not as simple as they seem. On this video, I only talked about how using AI to generate assets can't be called art, as it just makes a game look cheaper and is honestly an insult to actual talent of many artists, 3D modelers and graphic designers that will now be slowly replaced by greedy corporations in order to give us more slop without making things cheaper, as instead we will be paying even more. But that's a topic for another video talking about capitalism and greed. The issue with AI currently is that it does a massive impact to the health of planet Earth. AI consumes a massive amount of electricity and water in order to cool down the data centers, drastically increasing the cost of electricity power for any homes that live in the states with many data centers. Currently, the expenses of various mega corporations like Microsoft or Meta have increased dramatically since they are incorporating AI in everything they do. And guess who is going to pay the expenses of all that used water and electricity? You, while still getting shittier content made by a soulless robot instead of a human. Sadly, as much as it sucks, there is no going back, and AI is here to stay. Mega corporations have spent a shit ton of money on this, and it is undeniable that using AI is significantly faster than paying someone for a well done job, and humans have been taking shortcuts all their life. If you don't believe me, just look at how many buildings are done illegally just to save on costs, or the crazy stuff happening in third world countries that produce the batteries of your phone. Why I'm telling you this on a Dead by Daylight video? Well, that's because Behaviour, even if they are not giving us AI slop in our game, will still use AI in the back end, and we already know this is the case thanks to a previously leaked asset that shows promotional concept art of the Tomb Raider chapter as well as the Dungeons and Dragons one, where we can see that they were clearly made by AI. So, if you are someone who cares about the environment and cares about the use of AI, just know that Behaviour is using it as a business to make their lives easier. I am not calling anyone for a boycott, because I personally think that this is pointless, as AI is already everywhere. Some days ago, YouTube themselves announced a generative AI that is built on the platform which will allow you to make slop for YouTube Shorts. Google is using AI anytime you perform a search, and Twitter is very pro AI. So in order to make a true boycott, you have to stop using all of those platforms, and I would be a massive hypocrite if I called for a boycott for this, as Behaviour is the lesser evil. The best you can do is support artists and actually talented creators and not consume AI slop. This video is just here to inform you in case you are outside of the Twitter bubble. Behaviour has made it clear that no AI assets will end up as part of the game, so no cosmetics, no killers, no killer powers, or any map textures will be done purely by generative AI, as all will be handcrafted by the devs. However, they are not denying the use of AI in the back end, stuff that you as a player are not meant to see. I hope you found this clarification useful. Let me know in the comments what you think about all this drama, and if you would actually stop playing or purchasing content in Dead by Daylight if you knew the assets are done with AI, because I personally probably would if I was not a content creator. As always, a huge thanks to my members who helped me support both my channel as well as myself. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.